hard for things to die down, when there's obvious tension there, and you can read between the lines of almost everything they say.
It's part of the history. We can't take out that part. Part of the history was the divorce too. They should have had 4 championships, if not more. But part of it was they couldn't get along enough to keep it going.
Crazy.
Right. Okay, here we go to Charles in Greenville. You're in the G-Bag Nation, Charles. What do you say?
Well, I think Jimmy's going to be great in the Hall of Fame, and the minute Jerry puts Jimmy Johnson's name on the Ring of Honor, Cowboys will be able to win a Super Bowl.
Oh, the old curse maneuver.
I like it, Charles. That's a good angle right there. Yeah, I think you put him in, you make a tremendous display. You actually, with 100% of your spirit, attack this. You say, okay, all this other stuff, the fan, like Jimmy will tell you, I don't get my feelings involved. We're great friends. It's obvious, if it's still in your mind anywhere, it's gonna come out in your being, in your words, in your facial expression, and you can say everything you want. But I'll tell you what, this Hall of Fame right now and the Jerry Jones statement about it last night is hollow because the action speaks so much louder than the words. And Jerry's going to try to convince you how happy he is for Jimmy.
Right.
It's BS.
It's BS.
You're going to know it's BS until it's not.
Yep.
Jerry actually told us, this was a couple years back, he was doing some sort of a meditation breathing technique, and the instructor there was like, pick the person, who you've had history with and have some real, complicated feelings about. And that's the person you want to wish nothing but happiness. Close your eyes and imagine that person being happy. And Jerry's like, I couldn't imagine it.
Oh, Jerry, no.
If I'm him, I'm like, dude, this is, he knows that's why he encourages everybody to put up the vibe that, we're all part of the former Cowboy alumni. We're all best of friends, right? It's all good, and we all hug each other and embrace each other. He knows that's so good for business. But, he actually can't walk that walk yet as much as he tries to talk it. Here's Oscar and Denton. You're in the...
I've had enough. Here we go, guys. Monday. 1 down. 4 to go. Man, the weekends are so... I don't get it. The weekends, when I was young, weekends used to last forever. And now it's Friday and you blink and it's Sunday evening. You're like, what the hell? You really only got 1 day, if you think about it. You get off Friday and you try to make that day last as long as possible, and then you got Saturday, which is cool. But then Sunday, you got Sunday too, but you so busy thinking about how Monday is gonna be, you can't even really enjoy Sunday. You know what I mean? So you really only got 1 day of just, I don't want to say stress, but worry-free, But anyway, guys, it's a lot to talk about, man. I'm gonna talk about the playoffs. I'm gonna talk about the Jimmy Johnson thing. I made my video last night. About when I first heard about it, and if you haven't, go check it out. But I made my video last night, and I'm very happy. But I'm gonna get there in a minute, and I'm gonna talk about some things about the playoffs and everything, my views, my opinions about it, and we got before I get there, I go in the comment section, because I like to hear people's opinions. I try to be respectful, and because y'all take time out of y'all's day to listen to my show, listen to me run my mouth about the Dallas Cowboys, and I appreciate every bit of it. And I go through the comment section of my videos that I made, my live streams or whatever, and there's always those few that try to get under your skin. I've never been the one to let people get to me, but some people just kind of pride nitpick, and you just be like, come on, man, really, I just try to give them something positive back, God bless, thanks for watching, yada yada. I try to go on, but some people just keep on picking at just keep picking. I'm just like, all right, man, come on. And I know when we lost, when we got our asses kicked, and you know, we beat the Redskins, but it didn't matter because, you know, the Eagles kept winning and we couldn't get to the playoffs. You know, everybody coming on my page, everybody from other fan bases, you know, talking mess, and I get that, you know, that's a part of it, you know, so I got a tough skin for that. I get the taunts and all that crap, you know, cool. But when it gets personal, when they get personal, that's when I kind of draw the line a little bit. I either got to block you or just don't, you know, act like you don't exist. And there was some games this weekend. I was going for the underdog this weekend. I was going for the Titans. Kansas City wasn't the underdog, but I was kind of hoping Kansas City would go ahead and beat Houston, because Houston fan base, they give me a hard time. I mean, they slaughter me in my comment sections. So I was kind of grateful that Houston won that game. And so I said, well, let me return the favor. You know, it's easy for everybody to come on your page, come on my page, meaning, and talk mess and disrespect me and all that stuff. But it's not okay for me to return the favor. I mean, it's just like, if you can't take it, man, don't dish you. You know? And that's just how I feel. That's why you watch what you say. When I make videos, man, I don't refer to not one fan base person. Fan base people don't matter. They're irrelevant because they're not out there playing. You get what I'm saying? They have no relevance to my video, my thoughts, my creativity in making a video. I talk strictly about the Cowboys, and that's it. I talk about the players, the coaching staff, front office, whatever. You know, that's all I get. I never get personal with anybody. I never get into it with anybody. Try not to, you know. I just try to keep that, you know, that's petty, childish, high schoolish. You know, I'm a grown-ass man. I ain't got to do that. You know what I mean? But it's just, it blows my mind how it's okay for other people to come and, you know, and disrespect you. But when they team loses, it's crickets. You know, you don't see them. You don't hear from them. You don't, you know. And it just blows my mind. That's why you got to watch what you say to people, because you never know what the day is going to bring you, and you never know how your team is going to play. You get what I'm saying? So your team still got to get out there and play. So you don't know if they're going to win or not. That's what I like about the playoffs, man, because it lets you know who are the contenders and who are the pretenders. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, before I get to Jimmy, I'm going to touch on Jimmy last, because that's the best topic right now. You know, we had the playoffs this weekend, and what was Saturday games? Who played Saturday? The Titans, and the Baltimore Ravens. You know, everybody counted out the Titans. Everybody, Baltimore, and that lets you know how defense is so important. It's so important, man, in a football game, because the Titans are doing the damn thing. They're underdogs. You can't probably name two. You probably can name the running back and maybe Tannehill, you know, but you probably can't name the starting defense or the starting offense. You know, they are just playing off of will. They're playing off of good coaching. They're playing off of good health. They're playing off of want to win. And they went in there and they ripped a new one in the Baltimore Ravens. So everybody thought the Baltimore Ravens was going to win the Super Bowl. Sorry, you got your feelings hurt the other day. Titans came in there and handed them their asses. Bottom line. Open-minded, what's up, man? Like the revenge of the nerve. Oh yeah, man. Hey, I just had to put that together, man. I appreciate it though. That's one of my favorite all-time movies. One of them. And it's very underrated movie. Part 1 and 2, very underrated movie. But if you're an 80s kid, you know Revenge of the Nerds. But anyway, I was glad that they won. I was very shocked with the Houston game. Houston was up 20-something points, and I was like, oh my God, it's over. And then I think I went back to sleep and woke up, and Kansas City was, you know, up by like a field goal or by 4 points or something like that. And then they just pulled it away. And next thing you know, they were down by 20 points, and then they were winning, but they won the game by 20-something points. So I was kind of happy that the Kansas City Chiefs went ahead and, you know, got past the Houston Texans. Green Bay, Green Bay in Seattle. Seattle, you can tell that they barely won the wild card game. So I kind of had a feeling Green Bay was going to win, but I wanted Seattle to win because I'm so sick and tired of Aaron Rodgers. The referees help them all the time, every time, and it's just sickening to me. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I got to give it to him, but the refs just tend to help him all the time, and I just, oh my God, it was so many missed calls, so many holding calls that weren't called. Actually, Mike Mosh, he pointed out a play that wasn't called. And I'm glad he did that. And he put it online and everything. He made a video about it. And I went back and checked it out. And I was like, whoa. They always help out Aaron. I don't get it. I don't know what it is about Aaron Rodgers, but they just always help him out. I don't get it. And he's one of those quarterbacks that always looks for the flag, Oh, he tapped me. Where's the flag? He's just so arrogant and just so, I wish he's one of those quarterbacks where I wish he played back in the day where quarterbacks can get their asses knocked the fuck out so he can be real humble. Because right now he think his shit don't stink. I wish he played I wish that he played back in the Lawrence Taylor days or the Mike Singletary days or the Ronnie Lott or Steve Atwater days, so they can put him on his ass and, and let him know, okay, your ass, your shit stink too, motherfucker. But, yeah, man, it was a wild weekend, upset weekend pretty much. And great week. It was an entertaining weekend for football. Yeah, exactly. Q, what's up, man? Yeah, man, the refs always have his back. They cheated us out of the dead catch and all that shit, you know what I mean, back in the day. 4 years later, they want to say, oh, it was a catch, And it's just, oh my God, I can't stand the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. I can't stand them. But I got to give him his props. He's one of in today's game, he's one of the best quarterbacks right now, but in today's game. But other than that, man, that's all I'm going to give him. The refs are right. Yeah, exactly. Who do I have going to the Super Bowl? You know what? I'm getting behind the Tennessee Titans on this one this year. I like what they're doing. I like the fire. I like the passion that they have. The decisions that they made in the offseason. They benched Mariota and they put Tannehill in, and the running back, they got the best offensive line in football. That's why the running back is averaging 8.6 yards a carry. 8.6 yards a carry, guys. Every time he gets the ball, he gains yardage. Zeke used to be like that. The Cowboys used to do that. Y'all remember that? Zeke, Cowboy, unstoppable. But when you ain't got a good line no more, that's what happens. So, but I like the way they're playing. They have I think they got the best defense in the league. Underrated team, very underrated team. 49ers and Titans in the Super Bowl. Probably that'd be a good Super Bowl, man. Because both of them are equally matched. They got a pretty good offense. They got a hell of a defense. I would love to see that. I knew the 49ers were going to win that game. That was just First Cousins didn't have a chance. He didn't have a chance, man. He always choked, in the playoffs, man. They'll do so good in the regular season. Then come playoff time, it's a wrap for them. God bless them. They did the best they could, but they just couldn't get past their defense, man. They couldn't do nothing. So, defense wins games. I keep saying it over and over and over again. I said it on the live stream. If you missed the live stream, go back and check it out, the round table Saturday night. But I said it then. I'm going to keep saying it. Defense wins ball games. And, yeah, I like the Titans, man. I'm going for the Titans this year. That'll be a good underdog win. Another good underdog win. Looking for refs. If he gets, yeah, exactly. He always, every time he gets scraped, he's looking for the flag. He's like, and it's sickening, man. It's sickening. I wish he played back in the 80s. I wish he played back in the day, man, so they could ring his damn bell a couple of times and get away with it without a flag, That was real football then. Now it's sissified. Yeah, man, it's gonna be an interesting NFC, AFC championship weekend coming up. I can't wait to see who's gonna be the winner of those games. But I got the Titans, man, going to the Super Bowl and winning it all. If they don't, oh well. But that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the underdog. Now to Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson. You know, man, I was cutting my boy's hair, and Ken Norton or Charles Haley. Yeah, second. Charles Haley? Man, look. He would have been crying back in the day. If he looking for flags now, that motherfucker wouldn't even be in the NFL right now if the rules were the same. That's why it's so hard to, you really can't say greatest of all time now. You can't really say none of these guys are the greatest of all time. It's hard for me to say Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, because you got to remember, in today's game, yeah, he's one of the greatest of all time, if not the. But you got to remember, if he played back in the gridiron days, the real football days, put Brady in the NFC. Put Brady in the NFC East, it don't matter. Just put him in the NFC. In 1992, 93. Now, let's see how good he'll do. Hey, look at Q. He did see, he doing it again. Let's see how good Brady would do then, you know. But, just before your stream, I watched the Jimmy Johnson story in 1993. Glad to see he's finally. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, let me get to Jimmy Johnson, man. Let me get to my coach, man. See, he's still my coach. I still call him coach. Coach Johnson, man. There's not enough words to describe this dude, to explain the impact he had on this team. Well-deserved Hall of Fame. Well overdue. Overdue, man. He should have been in there. Actually, Jimmy Johnson should have been in there before Jimmy. Seriously, should have been. He should have been there. Jimmy kind of bought his way in there, you know. Snuck in there through the back door. You know what I'm saying? So, but Jimmy Johnson, that was his team. Jimmy Johnson was so impactful that we won a Super Bowl with his team those guys that he drafted and brought on in 95 when he was gone. Let me say that again. Jimmy Johnson was so impactful to this team, to this organization, that we won a Super Bowl with the guys that he drafted and he brought on in 95, and he wasn't even coaching us. Ain't that a bitch? Like, that's how cold he was. You get what I'm saying? That's what type of impact he had on this team, man. Those were his guys. Those are his leftovers that we still had in 94, 95, you know, when we won that Super Bowl in 95. You get what I'm saying? That wasn't Barry Switzer. No. That was still Jimmy Johnson's team. You get what I'm saying? So if Jimmy Johnson would have stuck around, you know, 3-4 years, we would have had like 5 or 6 Super Bowls. I'm pretty sure. We would have had more Super Bowls. We would have had way more than 3. We would have had at least 4 or 5. When I was cutting my boy, when it happened, I was cutting my boy's hair. And I had just got finished. Now, I was still cutting my youngest. I was still cutting his hair. And my wife was like, baby, that's Jimmy Johnson on TV. And I was like, oh, shit. I said, oh, he's just talking. You know, it's halftime. He's just talking about the stats and all that stuff. And, you know. And he's like, no, this is kind of serious. Come in here. And so I went in there. And he was red in the face. And I saw a big dude. You know, the guy to tell you who, if you're going to the Hall of Fame, you know. I saw him. And I was like, what is he doing in there? And it was just unexpected. It caught us all off guard. And Jimmy Johnson was red, he was teary-eyed, and he was like, congratulations, you made it to the 2020 class Hall of Fame. I was like, my mouth was wide open. I was getting emotional. Like, seriously getting emotional. I was like, oh my God, he did it. I was so proud. And he was sitting there and he couldn't talk. He couldn't say anything. He was trying his best to come up with words and everything. And then what got me? This is what got me. Terry Bradshaw was more happy than that. Yeah, exactly. What got me is when they put the camera on Troy Aikman. Oh boy, man, my eyes got watery. I was getting ready, man. I'm telling you, I was getting ready to die. When they put that camera on Troy Aikman and he was up there crying, man, I almost cried too. My eyes were watering. I said, oh my God. And it was a feeling that I haven't had in a long time with this team. I had got a feeling, like if y'all didn't witness those Super Bowls, man, that's the type of feeling I got. I got that feeling again. And that lets you know right there, when we do win a Super Bowl again, I'm probably gonna cry, man, because I remember I was in my teens, you know, when they won their Super Bowls. And you know, I was a ball boy. I was on the sideline with those guys. I was on the sideline, and I went through the blood, sweat, and tears with, you know, and watched them, you know, get pissed off and, you know, be happy and celebrate and all that stuff. And that was out when I saw Troy. That was almost like family to me. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh shit, you know, and that messed me up. I was like, oh, I had to take a break, like seriously. But woo, well deserved. It caught us all off guard. I'm glad they did it that way. It was so good for them to interrupt. They didn't really interrupt the game, the Green Bay Packer game, but it took a lot of the highlight off that game. And I'm glad they did it during Aaron Rodgers' halftime. I'm so glad, because it's amazing what type of impact this guy had on his team. Y'all don't, I'm telling you guys, Jimmy Johnson was a real coach. And I was saying to myself, I wonder how Jerry Jones feels. I wonder how Jerry Jones feels. I know he's gonna put on some front like he's happy, you know. Nah, motherfucker, your ass, he gonna be hating. Jerry Jones, y'all watch, he gonna be hating. Because Jimmy Johnson should have got in there first. Should have been in there first, I'm sorry. The only reason why Jimmy Johnson wasn't in there is because of his numbers. He didn't coach that long. He didn't coach the Cowboys that long at all. And then he went over to Miami, and he didn't do too good. He, you know, kind of average, 8-8, 9-7, you know. He caught Dan Marino at the end of his career. So he didn't have much to work with over there. And those guys weren't on the same page as the Dallas Cowboys were back in the 90s. So, you know, he did okay, but he didn't do, you know, he didn't get a Super Bowl or anything. But he just didn't have the numbers, the wins and losses. And that's what kind of, but he had the Super Bowls. He had the Super Bowls. 10-6. Oh, okay. Well, shit, he did a pretty good job then. He had the Super Bowls though, so you know that alone, you know, that's shit. But I'm glad, I'm proud, I'm glad he got in there, man. It's well deserved. Like I said, he's gonna be my coach to the end, and they don't make coaches like him anymore. He was all about winning. He was all about making guys uncomfortable to lose. He was a father figure. He kept them in line. He was a force to be reckoned with. When he walked in the room, you could hear a pin drop. You get what I'm saying? So, and he was like my height. You know what I mean? So he wasn't a big guy at all, but he just had a power within him that every coach needs, that coaches don't have today. You know, so that's why I almost cried last night, because it was emotional for me. Because this is the feeling I got is something that this team hasn't had since then. This team hasn't had that feeling since then. And when they showed him, and he was in tears, and they showed Troy, and Troy was in tears, oh man, woo! Boy. 1980 was almost in tears, guys. And y'all can call me a punk, I don't care. But man, those were good times, man. It was all about winning back then. It was all about the love of the game. It was all about winning first, getting paid second. It was so different football, the athlete, the mindset of an athlete was so different back then. Now you got these sissified players that come in the league and they have 1, maybe 2 good seasons and they want $90 million. $90 million. And if they don't get it, they all in Cabo and shit, threatening to not come back. Motherfucker, you ain't even won no Super Bowl. How dare you? Blows my mind, dog. And I said I wasn't gonna get loud. I'm sorry. I said I wasn't gonna get like this. But when I saw that last night, it just reminded me of what's been going on up until now. What's been going on? Shenanigans, man. Bullshit. Like Jerry Jones, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And that man got in there without you. But see, this is the fucked up part right here. This is what's gonna hit you. When Jerry Jones got in there, Jimmy was right there by his side. He was right there, man. Because Jimmy, he didn't forget. He didn't forget where he came from. You get what I'm saying? But let's see if Jerry Jones gonna be right by his side. Dog, he ain't about nothing, man. I don't even want to get into that, man. But it just reminds me, like, man, what hasn't? I ain't gonna even say what's been going on, but what hasn't been going on for 25 years? It's crazy, man. It's crazy, dog. But just listen to what he was saying, man, about, you know, and you can tell, you know, when you talk to an older person that's been holding on to something for years and they get emotional about it, that's how Jimmy Johnson, you can tell that a lot of that was held in because Jerry Jones wanted to snatch up all that credit. He wanted to snatch it up and take it away from him. He was like, oh, well, I can win the championship without you. But motherfucker, that's my team, though. yeah, you won a championship without me, but it's my team. Those are my boys. Michael Irvin, I coached him in Miami. We got a national championship in Miami. Troy Aikman, I've been scouting Troy Aikman since high school. Emmitt Smith, I went and got him. I went and talked to him, his parents. Eric Williams, Darren Woodson, all them guys, man. Really? I did that, man. I'm a coach, you not. Really? Come on, dog. But it just lets you further know how the winning has been neglected here. And you're just like, man. And I just want the younger people, I just want the younger generation to feel what I felt. Or for us fans, Q was there, what Q felt when we won those 3 Super Bowls. And Thomas Garrett was there. You get what I'm saying? So I want the younger generation to feel what we felt. That Jimmy Johnson brought, because in the 80s, man, the fans didn't play that shit, dog. If you was losing, they didn't fuck around with you. It was a different type of fan back then, man. See, now, you got this fan, man. You got these fans, man, they, you know, and I get it, being loyal, fine, that's cool. Be loyal to the team. But, you know, if you don't agree with them, they mad at you. They want to fight you because you got your own opinion. They want to fight you because you're not representing enough. Like it's a damn game. You know, like we in the gang and in blood and Crips. Like, what the hell? See, fans back then, if you didn't win, they didn't want to be bothered. There was no people in the stands. We didn't show up. When you start winning, we show up. When you care about us and you get some talent in here and you start winning, then we'll come back. How about that? But I ain't gonna support nothing that ain't gonna support me. I ain't gonna support nothing that's gonna make me look stupid. You get what I'm saying? And that's just the way it was, man. But he brought life back to the city. And Jerry Jones did too. I ain't gonna take everything away from Jerry. Jerry Jones did too. He did his thing, man. Jerry Jones did his thing behind the scenes. He's the reason why the brand is the way it is today. The biggest brand in sports, period. I give it to you. Appreciate it. But that's all we need from you, man. Get the hell out the way. I remember Jimmy Johnson told a story. Was it Jimmy Johnson? No. It was one of the radio guys. He retired now. Can't remember his name. Shit. But anyway, Jimmy Johnson was doing one of his speeches during practice, and he said Jerry Jones had pulled him to the side and started writing X's and O's and stuff like that. Like, and he was like, Jerry, what the hell are you doing, man? You're not making any sense. Like, man, you're not a coach. Stay in your lane, man. I mean, stay in your lane. You know, just he got a napkin and he writing X's and O's like, yeah, me and Jimmy came up with this play. No, you didn't, man. Chill out. Pump your brakes, bro. But Jimmy Johnson brought hope, life back to this city, man. He did. And it was something that we needed. It's something that we needed for a long time. And now it's back to, history repeats itself. Now it's back to the 80s all over again, you know. But it's longer now, you know, because we were winning Super Bowls in the 70s, then we fell off in the 80s, and we were back dominating the 90s. Shit, it's been 20-something years now, going on 25. So I don't know what the big drop-off is, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, man, I was so happy to see that, man. That made my night. Oh my God. And that's gonna be talked about for a while too. Jimmy Johnson was our George Patton Douglas. We haven't had a field. Right. I hear you, bro. My son was 21 and loves the Cowboys because I do. Yep, he was born into it. Just like me, I was born into it, dog. Born into it. My dad loved the Cowboys. My granddad loved the Cowboys. Uncles, everybody, they loved the Cowboys, you know. Just kind of born into it. They were kind of hanging on after 95. Season Aikman hated Switzer's coaching. So yeah, he didn't like it, man. Switzer was kind of like, he was kind of like I let the players do their own thing. You know, Switzer wasn't a hands-on coach. He was one of those guys that let people, you know, freestyle, let people do their own thing. He wanted them comfortable, you know. He didn't want to babysit anybody, you know. He didn't want to step on any toes, you know what I'm saying? So he just kind of stood back and let the players coach themselves, pretty much. And Troy Aikman didn't like that, you know, because players were getting out of hand. They were losing discipline. They were, you know, it just wasn't the same without Jimmy. And you know, Troy pulled him to the side. He said, "Hey man, what are you doing, man? Are you gonna coach today? I mean, what's up?" And you know, Barry Switzer was like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to take them out on double dates and all that stuff. You know, shit. He's like, I'm not asking you to do that, but shit, you know, coach, do something, man. You know, don't just get up here and fuck around. But you know, it is what we still got a Super Bowl, but you know, it could have been a lot better if, you know, Barry Switzer would have actually coached somebody. What Jimmy did. Yeah. Or drink RC Colas, yeah. Yeah, I remember when he said that. He said drink RC Colas and all that. Yeah, I remember that. It's amazing that we still got a Super Bowl, but it was because of Jimmy Johnson's. Those were his boys. And they knew, they still went off of what he taught them. That was like winning a Super Bowl without a coach. That in '95, basically. You know, then we got Dion, and you know, so you know, having him really helped. And so that was like winning a Super Bowl without a coach. That was the first team to win the Super Bowl without a coach. Because we really didn't have one. Yeah, the players got wild. Yep. Wade Phillips was whining. Yeah, and Winnie the Pooh. And just think about all the coaches we had since then, man. Oh, my God. Dave Campo. Chan Gailey. Parcells was good. He was a real coach. But Jerry scared him away. We had some coaches, man. It's crazy. Brock Marion even said the players ran the team after. Yep. Antonio Bryan scared him away. Antonio Bryan, I talked to him the other day, matter of fact, about 2 weeks ago. He on my route. He still live in Irving, matter of fact. He got a nice old house in Irving, man. But he still look like he can play. He still work out and everything, and cool as hell, man. Antonio Bryan, cool in the fan. But we making a lot of changes, guys, in the coaching. I think we got a new quarterbacks coach. I can't remember his name, but he's cleaning house, man. He's getting everybody that he wants in here, and that's what I wanted. That's what we all wanted. We said it. We wanted the Cowboys to clean house, and that's what Mike McCarthy is doing. He's cleaning house. He's getting everybody that supported all those bad habits that the Dallas Cowboys were making. All those mistakes that they were making week after week after week, he's getting them out of here. Yeah, Doug. Yeah, there you go. Yep. I can't pronounce that damn last name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Appreciate that. Yeah, so hopefully, anybody know how much experience he got, though? And where did he come from? I read up on it, but I forgot. I'm driving, I can't look. Chris Richard is gone. Chris Richard is gone? Oh, DB coach. Oh, linguist. Oh, okay. Damn. Yep. Hey. I can't get mad at him, man. Can't get mad at him. They doing the damn thing, so we'll see. They got a lot of work to do, though. They got a lot of work to do. There's a long list of bad habits that these players are used to making. Everything that y'all saw last season, especially with the defense, they are going to take all that on. So they got a lot of work to do, man. Yep. Chris Richard couldn't get the job done. Yeah, I had my expectations were pretty high for him because of the job he did with the Legion of Boom. But there's always a but. But they were the Legion of Boom. They were already good. He kind of helped put that together. But talent-wise, they were already good. He didn't have to do too much work. He had to come here and kind of start from scratch. And that's where the real coaching comes in at. If you can take some young players and turn them into something, that means you're doing your job. You're coaching. He couldn't do that. These players were making the same mistakes every week after week after week. And we all saw it. And it was embarrassing. And disappointing as well. So I'm glad they got somebody else in here, man. It's time for a change. The changes are coming in Dallas, and it's coming fast. God damn it. I wish the season started tomorrow. Because I want to get these guys, I want them to meet the coaches. I want them to get out there to see what they got, see what kind of defense we're going to run. We're not going to find anything out until probably, training camp. That's a long way away. We still got to go to the draft. Man, we got a long way to go, guys. Season ain't even over with yet. It's technically not off season yet. It might be off season for us, but for the NFL, it's not off season yet because the season playoffs are still going on. So we got a long wait. It takes forever for football season to come back around. Oh my God, it just, But it's something always happening every day in Cowboy Nation, so it's always something to talk about. We'll go into the 3-4 defense. I don't know. I can't say that. I don't know. That's to be determined. TBD. Richard Sherman was a receiver in college. Yeah, I think he's a good coach if he has good talent. I can't say, oh, he was a hell of a coach, because he was a hell of a coach in Seattle because they had the talent. I mean, shit, I would have been a good coach in Seattle, you know. I just can't help myself but think about how he didn't impact our guys. You know, he couldn't turn our guys around. I mean, they didn't turn their heads. They didn't know how to wrap up. You know, they just all over the place, man. You know, a little bit of that has to do with coaching. It just does. I know the players have to execute, but like I keep saying, use the analogy of parents. When your parents ain't raising you right, you're set up to fail. You're not set up for success. And he didn't set up our guys for success. And he just had to go, you know. Now he might go somewhere else and be all right, you know, but he wasn't all right here. God damn it. So that's all that really matters to me. Yep. But guys, that's all I got today, man. Not very much. Quick stream, man. I appreciate y'all joining me, man. I really just wanted to touch on the Jimmy Johnson thing. I'm still proud of that, man. And wow, just glad he got in there, man. We'll see what's gonna happen next, man. A lot of coaching changes coming up. Still slowly but surely. Well, not slowly but surely, but happening real fast. But once again, guys, thank y'all for joining me. I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm gonna focus on this road. Make sure you stay cowboyed up and prayed up, because you never know what the day is gonna bring you. Holla back at your boy. I'm out.